Aloha, guys. This is Dr. Tom Walker coming at you. Yes, I'm still on the road. I'm still calling from sunny Florida, although it's a rainy day today. This is the first video for the first class in medical terminology, the language of medicine. Here we go. Actually, I think you guys have a new book, but we're still using these PowerPoints. All right, guys, this first chapter is real important. You learn this basic stuff, and you'll be good to go. So basic word structure, I'm not going to read over the chapter goals. You can do that yourself. Okay, in medical terminology, there's a root word like cardio. Cardio is a root word for heart. There are suffixes, endings that have special meaning, like gastroenteritis. The suffix itis means infection or inflammation. There may be a prefix at the beginning of a term. They usually have a combining vowel. Most of the time it's an O, but it can be one of the other vowels. What are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. Combining form is the root word plus the combining vowel. This is really important to know. If you don't know that, there ain't no sense in going any further. Okay, 3 general rules. Number 1, determine the meaning of the medical term starting with the suffix and from left to right. Drop the combining vowel, usually 0, before a suffix beginning with a vowel. So because the suffix itis begins with a vowel, I is a vowel, it's gastritis and that's not gastroitis. Okay, this is a very important rule to know. Keep the combining vowel between 2 roots. Gastroenterology, not gastroenterology. So if you keep the combining vowel between 2 roots. Gastro is a root, entero is a root. A gastroenterologist, guys, is a doctor that works with intestinal and digestive problems. Okay, let's look at it. Here's our first word. Hematology. Hemat is the root word for blood. O is the combining vowel. Ology or logy is the study of. Just like biology is the study of life. Hematology is the study of blood. This specialty deals with blood. Here it shows. Starts with logy, then read left to right. Study of hemat blood. Yeah, I don't know, guys, personally that I go with this reading left to right nonsense, but in any case, hemato means blood. Logy or ology means the study of. Okay, this is it. You've all heard of EKGs, electrocardiograms, or ECGs. It can be either one. Here it is, electrocardiogram. Cardio means heart, electro means something to do with electricity. Gram means to measure. In fact, that's what an EKG does. It measures the electrical activity of the heart. Now, something I do just because I like it better, guys, is the root word is purely just electro or cardi. And the combining form is the electro-O and cardio. Now, I personally just consider that the root, but because it might be asked differently on a test, I don't want to confuse you there. Now, we keep the combining vowels, yeah, because they're not, because here connects to, and this is not a vowel. Gastroenterology. Gastroenterology is the practice of digestive ailments and so forth in medicine. Hypogastric. The prefix hypo means beneath or under something. Gastric means stomach. Hypogastric means under or inferior to the stomach. Let's start with IC. Pertaining to, hype means below, gastro means stomach. But here's the thing, guys, and this is all correct. Yes, it's true. But you'll never see just the word hype. It'll always be hypo. The area below the stomach toward the feet is what hypogastric means. Epigastric is just the opposite. What's epi mean? On top of. Epigastric means above the stomach. See how important these are, guys? Even if you've come across a word you've never seen before, if you have a knowledge of medical terminology, you can figure it out. That's what's so cool, man. All right. Now, itis is one of the most important suffixes of all. They almost always say, oh, it means inflammation. Yes, it does. But it also means infection. And they just kind of ignore that. And they've done it for the 40 years I've been in the field. So what's gastritis? What's gastro? Stomach. What's itis? Inflammation or irritation or infection of it. So gastritis is an inflamed stomach. Okay, here they're talking about the same thing. Drop combining vowel when the suffix starts with a vowel, okay, which it does here. That's why it's not gastroitis, it's gastritis, is actually how it's pronounced. Now, this is a real important rule to remember, guys. Reminder of general rules. Let's see. Determine the meaning of the medical term, starting with the suffix and moving left to right. Yeah, probably. I guess I agree with that. Drop the combining vowel, usually an O, before a suffix beginning with a vowel. So it's gastritis, not gastroitis. This is real, again, this is the one I keep saying, hey, that's a real important rule. Keep the combining vowel between two roots. Gastro is a root and entero is a root. That's why we keep the O here. What element appears at the beginning of a medical term? Well, if you said prefix, you'd be right, yes. All medical terms have? Do they have two roots? No. Do they all have a suffix? No. Do they all have a prefix? Probably not. So I'd say a combining vowel is the right word. Okay, there are several systems in the body. We're going to study them all. You guys will be studying them in A and P. But the integumentary system is the first system of the body we study. And it only has one organ, and that is the skin. But the skin is very important, and it's the largest organ in the body. So dermo or dermato means something to do with the skin, like a dermatologist. See, it all makes sense, guys. Cutaneo also has something to do meaning skin. A dermatologist is the doctor who specializes in disorders and problems with the skin. Now, dermo or dermato both mean skin. Okay, so these are the kind of words, guys, you got to start learning. But you'll do well. I've got faith in you. Okay, the skeletal system. Bones and joints. Osteo is the root word for bone. Osteoporosis is porous bones, or bones that have become weakened and lost their some of their minerals. And elderly ladies, for example, in menopause often suffer from that. But elder men do too. Arthro has something to do with the joint. We've all heard of arthritis, correct? Arthro is the root word for joint. Arthritis is inflammation of a joint. It also could be an infection of a joint. Now you say, well, Dr. Tom, how can a joint get infected? Well, what if you nailing and you drove a nail into the joint of your finger and it got bacteria and got infected? Now that's how. One example. Okay, the muscular system. Musculo or myo are the root words for muscle. All these things, guys, memorize these words. This is real important. Now, when you go over the individual system, you'll be going over it again. But in the meantime, just go ahead right now and start learning these suckers. Go on Quizlet online, and there are flashcards for medical terminology, and you can review this back and forth. Now, cardio means heart. Myo means muscle. So what does myocardial mean? Don't look over here. Don't peek. Of course, it's the heart muscle. Nervous means something to do with the nervous system, wires that carry electrical signals throughout the body. Yeah, I don't like to use that example, but okay. Neuro is a root word for nerve. Neuro is a root word for nerve. A neurologist is a doctor who specializes in nerve conditions and other things I've never quite figured out, but that's a private joke. Okay, the system of glands in the body and hormones is the complex endocrine system. Adeno is a root word for gland. Adeno is a root word for gland. Glands make and secrete hormones. Secrete means to release or secrete or produce something. Cardiovascular system is the heart and blood vessels. Blood vessels are pipes that carry blood. Cardio, we've already mentioned it several times actually, is the root word for heart. Cardiologist is a doctor who specializes in diagnosing and treating heart problems. Vascular means something to do with the blood vessels. A vascular surgeon performs surgery on blood vessels. Vasculitis, inflammation of the blood vessels. Lymphatic system. Guys, we got two circulatory systems. We have the one you already know about, blood, but we have a large, complicated system called the lymphatic system that clear, watery fluid called lymph circulates through it. You've all heard of lymph nodes. In certain areas of the body, the lymphatic system has these nodes to act as filters and other things. You'll go into that in anatomy. The respiratory system, the lungs. Lungs are balloons that fill with air. They bring oxygen and out to the body and release carbon dioxide, which is a waste product, back out into the air. Respiro or respiro or respiration are words that deal with breathing. Respiratory therapist is a person that they're not a doctor, it's less than that, but they specialize in treating people with respiratory problems, helping them to breathe. Respiratory problems, guys, are the number one reason that people seek medical care. Digestive system. Oral means mouth, gastro means stomach, we've mentioned that. Entero, we've also mentioned, but we haven't said, it means intestines. Colon means the colon, the large intestine. Gastroenterologist is a doctor who specializes in disorders of the digestive system. Urinary system. Kidney makes urine, a waste product. Nephro is one of the main keywords or root words for kidney. It's very important. Nephrologist, doctor specializing in kidney. Renal is another word for the kidney, but it typically has something to do with disease. Cysto is the root word for the urinary bladder. Now, to be strict, we have to say urinary because there are two bladders in the body. Who knows what the other one is? I'm waiting. Oh, I forgot I'm by myself here. Yeah, the gallbladder. Uro means urine. A urologist, doctor you go to about urinary problems or problems with the male reproductive system. That also falls under urologists. Reproductive system. Gyneco means female, woman. We've all heard the term gynecologist. Doctor specializes in female disorders of the reproductive system. Reproductive system in men produces and delivers sperm. Andro means male, androgen, male hormone. Yeah, typically those terms are used to describe different hormones. It's like a classification. General combining forms. Bio means life, biology. Remember, logi means the study of. Carcino means cancer. Carcinogenic. Something that's carcinogenic means it's been shown to cause cancer. Iatro, this is an I. Iatro, treatment by a doctor, iatrogenic. Logo, study of, we just said biology, study of living things. These are all important words. We'll be using them a lot though, guys, so you'll get used to it. Cyto is the root word for cell. Electro for electricity. Glyco for sugar. Glucose is the famous sugar in blood that's essential for life. Glyco has something to do with sugar or carbohydrate. Gnosis, the G is silent, means knowledge. I don't know that you'll use that much. I probably wouldn't have put it in here. Hemato and hemo means blood. Hematology is the specialty of blood. Hemodialysis is the word for people who have kidney problems, for example, and have to go have their blood filtered like 2-3 times a week. Cysto means to cut, make an incision. Secto also means to make a dissection. Crino has something to do with endocrinology, hormones. Onco means tumor. Oncology is the medical specialist who specializes in treating cancer. I would think a very tough job, but I have great respect for him. Oncology, cancer doctor. Patho means disease. This is super important. Patho means disease. Pathology is the medical specialty that specializes in disease. That's who the doctors send samples to. If you come in, you have to have something cut out and look suspicious. They send it to the pathologist. Pedo means child. Pediatrician is a doctor who specializes in kids. Psycho means mind. Psychiatry, the medical specialty that deals with mental health and personality issues and things. About to run out of time. Radio means x-ray. Why? Because it was originally called radiology. Okay, guys, we'll pick up here when we come back. Dr. Tom signing off quickly.